Welcome to Terrific Talk. My name is Tom Anderson. Tom Anderson.
Back to win the game. Gone. Back, gone. Tom
Anderson.
Great cash, homie.
I feel ready to go another 9 innings.
Touchdown.
I feel ready to go another 9 innings.
Touchdown.
Today, I consider myself the luckiest man on the face of the earth.
Sound goes crazy.
Terrific Talk Podcast. Welcome back, Terrific Talk Podcast.
Here comes the hoe.
I'm your host, Tom Anderson.
First, behind the bag. It gets through Buckner. Here comes Knight, and the Mets win it.
Welcome to Terrific Talk. I'm Tom Anderson. Thank you for checking the pod out on this Halloween week. We're doing this podcast right now, Halloween night from the Hoboken Studios in New Jersey. The trick-or-treaters are out. They're banging on the window. They want me to give them candy, but I told them we got to do the Terrific Talk podcast, so they're just going to have to wait. I'm super interested in hearing what costume Steve is wearing right now, so let's call our boy Steve up right now.
Caller unknown.
There he is. What's up, dude?
What's up, man?
So you're in New York in Times Square right now. Where in Times Square are you staying?
The city that doesn't sleep. I'm staying at the Courtyard Marriott right on basically 40th, right between 6th Ave and Broadway. So I went for a little run tonight.
Nice.
Up 6th Ave into Central Park. Did a little loop there. Saw a couple people I knew because it's mania in Central Park this week because it's I'm in town for the New York City Marathon. So yeah, there'll be people everywhere, runners everywhere. It's gonna be a good couple days, but good to be back. Good to be back on the East Coast. Good to be back in New York City.
You brought the warm weather.
Yeah, I was gonna say I ran in shorts and a t-shirt. I thought I brought all the warm weather gear. I've got the tights. I've got the jacket. I've got some thicker base layers, but I didn't need them today. So hopefully, I saw some rain in the forecast for Friday, but hopefully it stays relatively mild. I'm starting to dig this super mild weather on the West Coast, so I don't want to give it all back right away.
Yeah, you're spoiled.
Super spoiled.
So what are you doing for the marathon on Sunday?
So actually, I can't watch Sunday. I fly out Saturday night because because Erin has a big conference in San Diego. It actually starts Saturday, so she's going to be a little bit late to it. But I have to get back for the pup. You know, us men and our dogs. they're like our children.
Yep.
But on a positive note, Lucy's been good.
All right.
No adverse signs of any issues. One downside for Erin and I today, our first pet that we got together, Captain, who you know, our orange cat.
Yep.
We had him at what was that, 4701 Willard Ave. He had to get put down.
Oh.
He's been battling with cancer for the last couple of months, so we'll have to pour one out. R.I.P. to Captain. Now it's only Morgan, so she's holding down the name, so we'll have to pour out a little Captain for our boy at some point.
Love that you went with Captain Morgan. It's the best.
That was all Aaron. But
genius.
I didn't say no.
Yeah, you got to go with it. It is Halloween, and you're in the hotel by yourself. What costume are you wearing right now?
I wish I was that creative. I'm still waiting to get my post-run shower, so I haven't done that yet, but I'm not gonna be doing any dress up. I was FaceTiming with my sister earlier because my 2.5-year-old nephew is a Mickey Mouse
Nice.
enthusiastic supporter, loves Mickey, it's his guy. So he clearly dressed up as Mickey Mouse. My 1.5-year-old niece is Minnie. My 1-year-old nephew, the Mickey Mouse fan's younger brother, he was Pluto.
Wow.
And my mom dressed up as Toodles, who's like Mickey's little sidekick thing. So we got some photos of that. That was pretty good. Me and Aaron's designated characters were Donald Duck and Daisy, but we didn't obviously dress up, which we'll tell them that we did.
Unbelievable.
And, I know we let them down, but we're not not together, so it wouldn't have made it. It wouldn't have worked out.
No. Tori and I, when we mixed it up this year, we went with a little. She went as Catwoman, and I went as Ace Ventura, Pet Detective.
Wait a second, now I have to ask this question because there's been some recent developments on your front. What did you do with the hair? Because I mean that is a quintessential staple of the Ace Ventura costume.
Great question. It's a great question.
Is there some breaking news? Does the pod know about this yet?
The pod does not know, so we need to share this with the world here. On Friday, I went to the barber and I shaved my head. It was a bold move. I was confident going in, thanks to my friends and to Tori. And now, I came out of it feeling strong. But I gotta say, I got a wig here for the costume, Ace Ventura, Pet Detective. Got a wig. Got a very good wig. It feels good. It feels good to have hair again. I'm not gonna lie.
Hey, I won't lie. Some of that support came from our group chat.
Totally.
Me, you, Leaves, Eugene, and my instant response was boss, Rick Ross boss. So of course I sent the pic to Aaron, and Aaron just sent back one word, #boss. So everyone's on the same page here. You're looking phenomenal with that new do. SVP better watch out because you're coming for him.
Yeah, I'm on his block now, and everywhere I go, everyone's saying, "Wow, you have phenomenal head shape," and I'm just like, "Thanks, guys. I really appreciate it." Who knew? Phenomenal head shape. My mom thinks I look like a Russian spy, but you can't win everything.
Well, you can't win it all.
If you want to see pictures, by the way, go follow Terrific Talk Tom on the Instagram. You can check out pictures of my bald head, pictures of Ace Ventura. And, by the way, you need to get on Instagram. What is the hold up here?
I know, dude.
What are you doing?
I get just harassed so badly by a lot of people for not having an Instagram. I said I was moving West Coast, I'd get an Instagram because then I'd be able to see more pics of the niece and nephews, but I still haven't done it. So I'll get into the year 2018, soon to be 2019 here soon enough. I just have to think of a cool name. I mean, you got terrific Tom. Maybe we'll have to poll the people, tell them to put something together.
I think you need to steal the TD Monster name. Just go with it.
That would be good too. That would be good. TD Monster. He was at it again this weekend, by the way.
He's always at it. It's every week. He's a TD Monster. He doesn't take time off.
No breaks.
He's incredible. One other thing we got to talk about is, oh man, Kobe and Lola. I don't know if you can hear that barking.
Tell us, Kobe.
Kobe just murdered a trick-or-treater. It just happened live on the podcast. There's a kid that's dead right now.
Carnage.
Oh boy. What is happening right now? All right. Let's let that calm down. Anyway, I was going to say, Sunday night, impromptu, right? I looked up after Steph Curry's incredible 51-point game the other day.
Mm-hmm.
Kobe, again, hearing Steph Curry does not like that. He's a Laker guy. But
not happy.
I was like, oh, when are the Warriors going to be in town? And I look up, and it's like, oh, my God, they're here this weekend.
Yeah.
So Tori and I got impromptu tickets. We went out to the Barclays Center, saw Steph and the Warriors, and Steph was on fire, did not disappoint. Him and KD put up over 30. This is right before the Klay Thompson NBA record 14 threes game. The Warriors are unstoppable, dude. No one's beating them.
No one's. I'm not kidding. Just 5 minutes ago, I was thinking in my head, should the NBA All-Star Game just be for a half, just the Warriors verse, and just legitimately play?
That'd be great.
You know what I mean? That should happen because this team is absurd. Steph goes for 51, then he and KD always seems like they're putting up 30-point games together. And I'm not gonna lie. Last week after his 51, I think after that net game, in my head I was like, I went back and looked at a couple of the box scores, and I was like, wow, Klay, what's he been doing? Just not doing much. In my head, I'm thinking okay, is he going to be out at the end of this year? Is he just going to cut tail and bolt to a team where he has more touches, where he's seen as the guy, and then he does what he does and drops 14 threes.
Insane.
and there was still 5 minutes left in the third quarter. Like, this isn't 14 threes in, the entirety of the game. This is 14 threes in, what is that? 24 and then 5, 5. So 31 minutes of play.
Nuts.
Like,
it's not real. It's not real. And he's their third best option on the team. It's ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
This is all, by the way, without Boogie.
No Boogie.
When Boogie comes back, it's just, they're going to be even better. I think it's easily the best starting rotation of all time. I think that's fair to say.
Yeah, I mean, that's a hard one to try to pick at. From cohesiveness, obviously they're gonna have to learn to gel. But if they come together, man, that's starting five. You could put them up against anyone. I was thinking of this the other day. I feel like I was driving and listening to this and had Stephen A. And Stephen A. was just going off.
Oh boy.
Which is, fun to listen to every now and again. So it's always the Jordan. Somehow he's comparing Jordan and LeBron, and not comparing, but just kind of saying why, what his feeling was on the difference between the two. And he brought up a good point. He basically kind of said if LeBron played when Jordan was still in his prime, LeBron wouldn't have become what LeBron is now, because Jordan would have just ripped his heart out over and over again, like before winning those championships and all that stuff.
Right.
And then somehow it came up with Bulls and Warriors and, rules back in the mid 90s to rules now. And, I would say from a talent perspective, this Warriors team is insane. I just don't know if a team could beat Jordan 4 times in 7 games.
I think they could.
I don't know, because depending on taking aside rules that the hand check, non-hand check, Jordan still averaged 32 points a game for his career
without
with
threes,
with those rules and with no threes. So if then you're not allowed to hand check Jordan, what is he going to score, 40 a game? And then all of a sudden, if it's a 3-point league now and he's taking 10,000 3-pointers a day in the off season, is he a 45%? Is he a 40+% three-point shooter?
No doubt.
You know what I mean? So I just think he's so intense and just so driven that while the Warriors, this team would be the best shot. It's definitely going 7. I mean, definitely going 6. Probably going 7. It's probably going to be just a total slugfest. I just think he has just this different state of mind that he gets into that I don't know if a team could beat him 4 times in 7 games. And I mean, I'm a Jordan fan, so that's biased for sure, but
I don't know. Who gets suspended first, Draymond Green or Dennis Rodman?
Oh, 100% Dennis Rodman does something insane. I mean, Draymond is right up there with him though. But I feel like Dennis Rodman would kick a ref or hit someone on the side, hit a reporter. You know what I mean? Dennis Rodman was just off his rocker, man.
The best.
He's the worm, dude. Come on.
He's the Hall of Fame worm. I love it. I wish they could play each other. That would be so fun to watch. It would be incredible.
Could you imagine just put it in a time, put us all in the time machine?
Hopefully one day.
Now, what would you, from a rules, obviously the rules have to factor in. What rules would you want them to play?
They can play with the 90s rules. That's fine. You still have the 2 best shooters, I think, of all time, basically on the Warriors side. And then you got KD to deal with. So it's just a lot coming at you. Jordan is still the greatest of all time, and he'll make it a series all on his own. You're 1,000% right. This team is there's just too many weapons. They can switch everything defensively. What are the Bulls going to put Luke Longley out there? They'll get shredded.
See, that's where they kind of get in trouble because, from the defensive perspective, you got let's say Ron Harper on Steph and Jordan on Clay, the length of those, Clay's great, but Clay would be just totally taken out again. And Jordan maybe would want to guard Steph, but, Jordan was NBA Defensive Player of the Year a couple times, I think maybe twice. So it's he is going to lock you down. And again, the length there is scary. KD versus Pippen would be interesting. KD's obviously got the length.
That would be awesome to watch.
Pippen's got the muscle, and Pippen's got Definitely has a good wingspan, 6'9" with a bigger wingspan. That would be like a titanic matchup.
Yeah.
Those two. Rodman is, that head game between him and Draymond would maybe be the most compelling thing of that entire series.
It'd be amazing. Dennis Rodman could sneak in to get some offensive board. I think he could. He could be a factor that way.
Oh, big time. I mean, that's what he did. That's what he did best in his career. But then, that centerpiece, that is interesting. Like, I can't remember who their sixth man was coming off the bench back in the 90s. Like, maybe, I know Steve Kerr played a lot. How about that dichotomy? Is Kerr coaching and playing all at once?
That's confusing. They also got Kukoc you can throw in there.
Tony Kukoc, yeah, there you go. That's what I was missing. So when they go small and it's Tony Kukoc and Scotty and Dennis, and then Kerr. Let's say Kerr, Jordan, Harper, Jordan. That would be, I don't know. That would be a lot of fun. I mean, you could probably have this debate for
forever,
an entire week.
Yeah,
and you barely scratch the surface, But it'll keep happening because it will never happen. So
1,000%. Tell me if I'm crazy right now? All right, tell me if I'm overreacting. It's Halloween, October 31st. I'm saying this. The Toronto Raptors are the team to beat in the East. Not the Celtics, not the Sixers, the Raptors.
Yeah, man. It's. I know I've said this, I think, in previous podcasts, or at least maybe I texted it to you. Like, I forgot how good Kawhi Leonard was.
We all did.
He's tough on every aspect of the game. We obviously Sixers played the Raptors last night. I'll just go off on a little tangent on the Sixers. The effort that I've seen these first 8 games, it has just been lackluster, dude. Ugh.
They're too young to be doing this. Come on.
It's a joke. It doesn't seem like there's any urgency. It just seems like, we're going to do whatever we want to do on the court, and it's going to be what it's going to be. There was one play where Ben Simmons is guarding Kawhi, and I mean, that was it. That'll be I think going forward, that'll be a tough matchup for Ben. Like, Ben is so, big and can dominate most people, but Kawhi is long and athletic, and, I don't think that Ben can just have his way with him.
Yeah.
So that will be tough for the Sixers with the Raptors moving forward as long as Kawhi stays there. But, Ben's D'ing up Kawhi, and they're face up, and Kawhi literally stands in front of him, practices his shooting motion for a 15-foot elbow jumper, and Ben just stands there, and then he takes the jumper and he hits it. And it's kind of like, okay, you just allowed him to practice his motion, and then you gave him the free shot. What were you doing? Literally was standing on his heels. What did you think he was going to do?
Right.
I think the Raptors.
They're deep.
To think about the fact that how good they were last year, and they upgraded from DeRozan to Kawhi. We probably should have seen it, but again, I think just not seeing Kawhi play for so long, to your point, we just kind of forgot what
not seeing Kawhi play, and when a guy goes to a new team, it takes them a little bit of time to get adjusted and for everyone to be really comfortable with one another. They're clicking already. They still have got ways to go, but they're looking really, really good.
Yeah,
and they're just deep, man. They have a really, really solid roster. I like this Raptors team a lot.
Mm-hmm. The one team I have to eat some crow on so far on my on our over/under picks. I mean, this is early. Anything can happen, but Milwaukee Bucks, man, undefeated, only undefeated team left, 7-0. I had them for a slight under when we were talking over-unders because they were sitting. Their over/under was 48.5, and I just, I thought that maybe they wouldn't jump to that next level after 44 wins last year. But Giannis, dude, he's another scary one.
My MVP pick, dude.
Yeah,
he's got a shot. He's got a shot. The Bucks have looked incredible. I was on the fence with you because I've wanted to go over on the Bucks because of Giannis for the last couple of years, and they've always kind of let me down. Seems like they brought in Budenholzer to coach, and they've opened up the offense. Eric Bledsoe's buying in. They have him for a full year. They've looked solid so far. So, yeah, got to give it up for the Bucks. One team it's still very early, but not looking good. I was dead wrong about is the Houston Rockets.
Oh my God, I have it written down. Rockets, question mark. Like,
what the?
I haven't watched a game, so I don't know what they're doing, but what, have you seen them play yet?
Yeah, I've watched a little bit. First of all, Harden got hurt, so that's obviously you're taking the MVP out of the equation. But even when he was in, they're giving up like 180 points a game. They're just playing absolutely no defense. Horrible. And of course they're blaming Carmelo for all these struggles, but it's
standard.
Enough blame. I will blame Carmelo more than basically anybody for what he did to my Nets, saying he was going to come and then he just burned us. But you can't put this on Carmelo. Like, everyone's playing like crap. Chris Paul, since the suspension, hasn't been looking good. And it looks like they do miss guys like Ma Bute and Ariza, who were important defensive players on that team, and now they're gone. I don't know if that's the complete reason. They just look like a completely different team, but Rockets, I'm scared. Like, that over is not going to happen. I'm really not feeling it. And, we'll see if they get Jimmy Butler. They're offering four first-rounders for him. But they got to do something. They got to do something because 1-5, injury, yes, for sure. But, to your point, I was thinking the same thing with Ariza. He's the glue guy. And, the thing that shocks me with Carmelo is, what did they think an aging Carmelo would come in and do for their team? You know what I mean? Like, he's never played defense. He's not going to be a defensive threat. He is kind of one-dimensional. At least when he was younger, he could slash and get to the rim, but he's one-dimensional. He's a jump shooter. He's going to shoot anywhere from a 15 to 25-foot shot, and that's really all he's going to bring to the table at this point. So, if they were expecting that was going to take them over the hump to beat the Warriors, then they were just severely misguided. Yep. They look like a Super Bowl hangover team. Yeah, I know. They got so close. I have one of those. Yeah, you know what that looks like. At least you won. Yeah, before we go there, one team I didn't miss on, and I can't remember what you decided on. And again, it's still early, but that team in Washington, D.C., the nation's capital, 1-6, Washington Wizards. Yeah, I went over. I was very, very, very confident about the Wizards. You believed in John Wall and Bradley Beal, and that 45.5 at this point at 1-6 is looking. Again, it's so early, but if you follow the trend, you could be in trouble. They're so talented. Like, it makes no sense that they're 1-6. It's insane. John Wall and Bradley Beal should be one of the best backcourts in the league, easily. Easily. They should be doing what Dame Lillard and McCollum are doing, like the exact same thing. That's actually that's a great comparison. And they're not, and they never deliver. And the team chemistry apparently is a disaster. Apparently there's people in the locker room complaining. Apparently there's like a team that has like 9 free agents. So they're all kind of looking out for themselves. They're not buying in. Scott Brooks is not pretty convinced he's not the best coach. The locker room is falling apart. And the locker room seems to fall apart everywhere he is, right? It does. And Otto Porter is a guy who we watched in D.C. when we were in school. They gave him a ton of money, and he's doing nothing now. He's like, he should be the number 3 guy. 10 points a game. Awful. And I'm pissed. I'm really pissed. I was so confident that they were going to finally right the ship. John Wall was going to say, enough of this criticism. Let's freaking go, guys. We got the talent. Let's go win some games. And they're just playing like garbage. And they all hate each other. And I think that's a team where they could make a serious panic move and they get burned in a trade. So if I'm a team out there looking to get John Wall in the cheap or Bradley Beal, definitely talk to the Wizards. I think they're going to do something stupid. It could become a fire sale because the Caps win the Stanley Cup. They don't. I'd imagine that the ownership there wants winners. They don't want bottom team in the Eastern Conference at this point. But I think I said this when we talked NBA. Just looking at their roster, there's just no veteran leadership and. I'm not saying that always is the solution because, one team that is looking like a playoff team right now in the West, the Kings, they're all filled with young guys. Yeah. So, you don't always need that veteran leadership, but, there's something chemistry-wise that's way off down there in D.C. And it could be a fire sale. Speaking of trades and fire sales, that's a good little segue into the NFL. It was a crazy day yesterday. It was, and I got to ask you, I think it's a great pickup. Golden Tate to the Eagles. What is your reaction?
I feel real good about that. This is something that Erin's a very good football football watcher of football. She's very in tune to the game. She doesn't just kind of, a lot of girls.
Careful.
Making it, yeah. No, a lot. It's just like my sisters, for example. Playoffs. Well, my one sister, playoffs she'll watch, and that's all she really cares about. Whereas, like, Erin will sit and watch all the games, and she's astute in the game, and she kind of knows what's going on. And she has been saying now for the last 3 or 4 weeks, why are we not throwing the ball down the field to Nelson Aguilar? Like, he
seriously
can be a deep threat weapon. Like, why aren't we airing the ball out? Like, everything's underneath, which, that's our offense, I guess. But I think with Golden Tate now, you kind of, it can go one of two ways. Either he's going to be that outside deep threat, or he's going to sit in the slot. And we're going to sit Nelson outside and send him downfield. I was reading an article that, for the most part, Golden Tate gets his production in the slot because he's the best receiver with yards after catch. So, he's getting some slant routes and doing things with those types of things, or getting a little out route or bubble screens and things of that nature.
Yeah.
And Nelson is a flyer. He can go, and I think Golden Tate is a flyer. He can go as well.
He's fast.
I think with the two of them, they have similar skill sets where you can kind of play a cat and mouse game where, like, maybe one quarter Nelson's the deep threat, and then Golden Tate's the over the middle slasher out of the slot, and then they flip it on people and kind of keep them on their heels. I hope. Obviously we have to see how the season goes, but I know that he's up for a contract in the offseason. I don't know what we'll do at that point. A little bit older. I know Carson Wentz is going to be due to get paid soon. I don't know what his ask would be, but it would be nice if he turns out to be a good weapon to keep him around, because I feel like that's been our thing recently is we'll have a pretty steady number one, but it's just been kind of like a carousel of guys at wideout where we haven't been super consistent with a number two option at wideout. I mean, now obviously Ertz plays like a wideout, but at this point we've got a pretty strong quartet between Alshon, Golden Tate, Ertz, Nelson. So I'm feeling pretty good. I'm feeling pretty good about the move.
What happened to Ertz, by the way?
In terms of what?
Like, Ertz was incredible last year. Like, he was like a top 2 tight end in the league. Like, he was dominating. Not the same production.
He's had some good games thus far this year, not to the level of what he was doing last year. And I think it's just more like last year was his coming out party, and now this year they're like, oh, actually we need to probably put, the free safety over him or do something to stop this guy because he is pretty unstoppable. So I mean, he's had some games where he's gone off, but other games where he's been kept in check. He's still leading our team in receiving yards, and he gets a ton of targets. But again, I think he's just getting a lot more attention from the defenses.
All right. So I want to do something a little different this week with our picks. So normally you and I have been making 3 picks each. I want to pick – there's 3 really good games on the slate this week. I want me and you to pick these 3 games. I'm starting with what I think is a pretty clear game of the week. It is the L.A. Rams, the undefeated 8-0 Rams, on the road at the 6-1 New Orleans Saints. The Saints in this game I'm seeing right now are favored by 1.5 over the undefeated Rams. Who do you like in this game? This should be awesome.
So, Rams are 8-0, last I checked.
Yep.
Means they haven't lost a game yet.
That's how it works.
And they're getting points in this game.
Yep.
I know they're in New Orleans. I know the Saints are rolling. Their offense is out of control. But the Rams' defense is out of control, and they just added another insane defensive end. Now, I know Fowler hasn't totally panned out, but him coming out of college, he was, supposed to be the next Von Miller or whoever. I think I have to take the Rams getting points here. I mean, until they lose, I just they were on the edge on Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
The Packers, they gave them all they could handle.
Yeah, we got that one right.
Yep. Talk about a bonehead play by Ty Montgomery.
Yeah.
Force you out of town.
See ya.
But see ya. That was quick. But they at the end of the day they got the W. And in this instance, if that's how the game plays out and they get the W, they win because they're getting points. So I'm gonna have to take the Rams. Are you going Saints or what?
The Saints are my team all year,
Yeah.
but I'm actually with you on this one. I'm going with the Rams. I think until they lose, they are the team to stick with in terms of picks. They're getting points, and the Saints should obviously be up for this game. This is a huge game. But they did have a big win last week against the Minnesota Vikings, who, we called that one too.
Called that one.
Kind of a revenge game for the Saints. They're going up against Minnesota. There could be a slight little letdown this week from that one. So I actually like the Rams to win this game on the road. We'll see. The next one I want to talk about, the Sunday night game, the Green Bay Packers at the Pats. This is
talk about a matchup, dude.
Two of the greatest quarterbacks of all time. Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady. Patriots at home. Pats here are favored by 6 points. Who do you like in this one?
The 6-point spread, I was kind of shocked at because to what you argued last week, I mean, Aaron Rodgers is probably the most electrifying player in the NFL, and to think that he's going to get beat by almost a touchdown is questionable.
I don't think Vegas likes the Packers very much, judging these lines.
I mean, they're 3-1, right? They've had some issues, but they could very well be 5-1-1. If they didn't have just the nightmarish field goal performance by Mason Crosby against the Lions.
Right.
And, again, it's all shoulda, coulda, woulda, but if Ty Montgomery takes a knee in the end zone, Aaron Rodgers was balling on Sunday. And how he operates, that he's just going to rip off 5 quick plays where he gets, 40, 45 yards, and he puts Crosby in a position to win that game. I think getting the points, I've got to take the Packers. I think New England wins the game, because again, we're talking about Brady. I mean, Brady at home, I think he's lost like 3 times in the past X amount of years, you know what I mean? So I think the Patriots win that game, but I think it's tight. I think it's them getting a touchdown, them Tom Brady being down, getting a touchdown late to go up by 4, and then the Packers trying to get back downfield to score one to take the lead. And I don't think they do it, but if they're getting 6 points, I'm going to take the Packers.
I'm in complete agreement with you on this one as well. I think it's the same deal as last week. Aaron Rodgers getting 6 points. I'm going to take that. I don't see New England blowing the Packers out in this game. I think both teams are going to score a fair amount of points. I never really pick against New England at home in a primetime game. That's really never a good strategy. But that is a lot of points. I think New England will win this game, but I think it'll be close. And I just don't see the Pats blowing them out. I don't think the Pats are that good. The Pats are good, but I don't think they're that good. They're not like an old Pats.
I mean, they get it done.
Yeah,
you
sure.
know what I mean? Like, they know how to win games. They do win games, but, with Gronk not totally healthy, with Josh Gordon kind of still assimilated into the offense, their running backs have been decimated by injuries. Again, they know how to win games. I think they get the win, but, we're on the same page. It's going to be tight.
Third game that is always fun is the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Baltimore Ravens. Baltimore team you've been hot on all season long. Baltimore here is at home. They kind of need a win. They need one here. Pittsburgh's kind of sneakily taken over that division a little bit. They looked a little shaky at the beginning of the year. They've kind of righted the ship a little bit. They're looking stronger. Baltimore at home, favored by 3. So pretty even game here. Who do you like?
Yeah, I know I've been a Ravens fan.
By the way, Carolina, are we ready to say they're okay? I tried to warn you.
I know you did. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I mean, Ravens, I've been on. The Ravens at home with that defense is always insane. I think the Steelers, I think they've come together over this whole Le'Veon Bell thing. James Conner is freaking playing out of his mind. I think them getting 3 points here, again, could be tight as always. It could be a Justin Tucker kick at the end to lift the Ravens over the Steelers by 1. But I think with 3 points, I gotta go Steelers. I'm picking all the freaking teams that are that are going on all the road teams, all the road dogs. But I don't know, not a great strategy, but I think the Steelers. You just can't. How they're playing right now. I can't go against them getting points.
It's fair. I like how you're wavering, though. I
am wavering.
You're wavering. You want to pick Baltimore.
Because guess what? Like, I've also seen Flacco throw 5 touchdowns and a half, in a game like this. You know what I mean? Where it's like, okay, they just beat him by 30.
Yep.
But I don't know. What are you thinking?
I think I'm leaning towards taking Baltimore. It's a really tough pick. I think it's going to be very close. Baltimore every year is awesome at home. Pittsburgh has been great on the road this year for whatever reason. Normally that's not really their cup of tea, but they've been good on the road. I think Baltimore.
Technically undefeated, right? On the road.
Yeah.
They got that tie.
Correct, right. So they've been good on the road, which is weird for Roethlisberger, but Baltimore's got that great D. I think they'll show up here at home. This is a huge game for them. This is a big test for Baltimore. If they win this game, I think they're serious contenders for the division. If they lose, I think we have to start thinking about dropping them off a little bit. It's a huge test.
Agreed. So where are we rolling? Are we gonna take Ravens at home?
I'm taking Raven. You're taking Pittsburgh.
All right, you got this. All right. I didn't know if we wanted to do this together. All right, fine. We're in agreement on 2. We're at odds on 1. So now we have something that we can. Someone's gonna get some bragging rights next week.
Any other picks you want to make for the week?
One that I just want to bring up. Texans at Denver. The Texans have won 5 straight games. Their defense is, J.J. Watt, Clowney, defensive backs are crazy. Like, is that suspect to you that the Texans are getting a point? They just swapped. Texans just got Demaryius Thomas from Denver.
Right.
Again, like, just off this 5-game winning streak, I know that you're going to Denver and it's the ultimate equalizer, playing up at a mile high when you're not used to the altitude, but I think the Texans have found something here, and them getting a point. Again, all these road dogs, right? I can't help myself.
You're out of control.
But
I think you're onto something there. I think Houston is a team. They also have a very easy schedule the rest of the way.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're going to run away. Rest in peace to my Jacksonville Jaguars.
Oh, God.
I don't know what's going on with them.
Stick a fork in them, dude.
They are just screwing up what should have been a fairly easy division.
Yep.
I think Houston's the favorite now to win that division. They can win. I think they can get 10 wins easy this season.
Easy. And
this is a good one. This is a big opportunity. At Denver is always really hard, but they've got all the momentum right now. I think it's safe to go with Houston. I like it. One thing I will say, which scares me, is Houston's been playing a lot better lately, but their offensive line still a lot of issues protecting Watson.
Oh yeah, and Von Miller and all those boys, they're going to be ready.
You got those boys coming in Denver. That might not be the best matchup, but overall, I think Houston's a better team.
I know how good that defense is because I had to play them 2 weeks ago in fantasy when they put up 32 points on the Cardinals. That was a nice way to start the Thursday night game. I was like, okay, I lost this week.
Perfect. But I'll ride with Houston with you.
Okay. Now the one road favorite that I could get behind is the Skins. They're giving 1.5 to Atlanta. Atlanta's been just questionable all year. Skins just add HaHa Clinton-Dix to just make that, to pair up with Josh Norman and everyone else in that defensive backfield. So that'll be a fun matchup. Julio Jones, Marcus Sanu versus those guys. But Skins have been playing well. I think I would give it to. I'd give it to them that they'd be able to beat the Falcons by 2 or more points. What do you think?
Well, I just like that you keep trying to jinx the Redskins, just hoping every week.
You saw right through it.
I know what you're doing. Yeah, big Redskins guy. Yeah, this is a tough one. These are two teams I still don't have a good feel for either of them. They're so hard to predict. I would give the edge to Washington because they are at home and they're playing for something and they've got a little bit of momentum themselves. Funny story, Noel, my friend Noel?
Oh, yeah. What's up, Noel? Shout out.
Shout out, Noel. Big fan of the pod. He went to Cheesecake Factory last Saturday night. Mm-hmm. And guess who was at the Cheesecake Factory?
Where was
it? Redskins were in town.
Yeah, they were. That's right. Who was there?
AP.
Adrian Peterson, there you go.
Adrian Peterson. Noel went up to him, said hi.
And then AP just went nuts.
AP went nuts on the Cheesecake Factory.
Yep,
Noel said he was ordering all this bad food, and AP was joking, I get a cheat day once in a while. This is before the game, and he went ham against the Giants.
Yeah.
So shout out Cheesecake Factory. Maybe you should encourage that for some of the runners in the marathon. Get them a little cheesecake.
That's it. Hey, runners, marathon, you got to run 26.2 miles. If Adrian Peterson can rip off 130-some yards against the Giants, it maybe will help you. Get out there.
Speaking of that, Adrian Peterson on my fantasy team.
Yeah.
Make it 3 in a row, baby. We're 4-4. We're clawing back.
4-4 as well. Clawing back, man. In the hunt. I'm in the thick of it, man. My fantasy. There's one guy that's 7-1, and he got a questionable win in my opinion this week. Listen to this one. Let me just play out this situation for you.
Uh-oh.
So he's playing the guy who's the commish of the league. And this guy's the new commish. Our league's been going on for 10 years, and it's his first year. We kind of changed up commissioners this year. And
had to make a change.
Yeah, whatever. Teach his own. I was fine with how we were operating it. He wanted to step in. He took the reins for this year. Have at it. So I guess how we had it set up was once the game starts Sunday, you can't make any free agent ads during Sunday's game. So once a 1:00 game goes, or 10 a.m. in my case, once they kick off, all the 4:05 or 4:25s or Monday night guys or Sunday night guys they're done. They're technically on the waiver wire, so you can't add them. So this guy who's he's 6-1. He's leading in the league, and he's going against the commissioner, and he didn't add a kicker. And he sends an email at noon. It's wait, how can I not add a kicker for these afternoon games? He's on the waiver. Blah 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 blah. Well, the commissioner caved and changed the rules for him mid games, and he was able to add a kicker, and he ended up beating the commissioner by 6 points, and he picked up Robbie Gould, who scored 7.
Of course.
So in my head, I just sent an email because I was looking at the week recap, and I sent an email wow, commish, I can't believe you caved on this. The old commissioner would have stood his ground.
Wow.
Because
Mark Cuban.
would have stood his ground. at that point, the rules are the rules. We're halfway through the year. I'm sure someone else had that situation and didn't bitch about it. So if we got to change it, we change it at the end of the year, right?
Yeah.
How do you think? What do you think about that? Am I being too hard because it's the guy who's winning the league and I'm salty about it, or is that reasonable?
No, I think it's reasonable, especially if that's the rule that you guys have been going with the last 10 years, if something that happens.
So from what I understand, it might have been a rule change for this year. However, that was established before we drafted.
Right.
And no one's, you know what I mean?
It's a confusing time. I understand. Now that's the fact that he wins by a point or 6 points.
Literally won by 6 points, and it was a 7-point kicker that he added 30 minutes before the afternoon game.
You can't make it up. It's unbelievable.
Unbelievable.
That's going to be karma, though. That'll catch up in the playoffs. You'll see him there.
Yeah, I'd say good perspective. That's why I wanted to bring it to your attention.
I got you. 4-4. I'm looking to go 5-4. I'm feeling pretty good this week. Kareem Hunt, by the way. Thank you, TD Monster, for getting him more involved. Shout out.
Yeah, we just have to bring it up in the pod. And and he realizes the error in his ways, and he corrected him.
I gotta say, so I've had Russell Wilson. I think I played him like once this season because I have been mixing and matching with Fitzmagic and Winston, and I got Fitzmagic again back this week.
He's back, baby.
He's back. And I think he's going to have another big week. I'm kind of pumped about it. Fitzmagic and Jameis have single-handedly saved my fantasy season.
That's crazy to think about.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah, my fantasy has been saved on the back of Marlon Mack right now.
He's been awesome.
Awesome. I drafted him in like the 13th round. He was hurt. Wasn't playing, but he got back into the rotation 2 weeks ago, and he's been lights out. I think he scored 2 touchdowns each game, had like over 150 all-purpose yards, so that's been good. Real quick, to kind of go off the power rankings, I wanted to do something a little different this week. Instead of doing top 5, let's go bottom 5.
Ooh.
Like I'm going to put you on the spot because you probably haven't looked at it, but give me your bottom 5 if you had to. Let's go worst. So 32, 31, 30, 29, 28.
I see what you're doing here. I know what you want me to. I know exactly what you want me to say. And I'll say it. My worst team.
See, I know who you're going to say because I don't even have them as the worst.
Let me look at this. All right. The worst team right now, I'm going to say, is the San Francisco 49ers.
Okay. I have them at 31.
Okay. Next up, I am going to go with the Buffalo Bills.
I have them at 32.
Shout out Liebner. Dumpster fire.
Come on, man. Dumpster fire. They got to be 32.
Just a garbage team. They're 32.
Garbage.
Have you seen this thing where they showed the crazy Bills fans on Monday night? The Bills Mafia. And there's like a guy, they like shoot like ketchup and mustard into this guy's face, and it's like the rite of passage.
Yes,
what is happening?
It is the best. I think in the years past they've done that to people where they've doused them in ketchup and mustard and then they slam them through a wooden table. It's amazing.
We need to do that to Liebner.
Oh, yes. Liebner.
ASAP.
It's happening.
Unbelievable. But yeah, they're a complete dumpster fire.
Dumpster fire. So yeah, we got 32 and 31.
All right.
Flipped, but we're on the same page. So now we got 30, 29, and 28.
I think I'm going to go, this is tough. I think I might go with the Oakland Raiders next up.
Yep, I have them. Same.
They're a problem. Sorry, Kai. Sorry, Derek Carr. That's not working out.
Total problem. Amari Cooper shipped out.
Yep. See you later.
Khalil Mack shipped out. Two of their best 3 players are off the team now.
Yeah, that was smart. That was good. They seem to know what they're doing there in Oakland.
Yep.
Next.
And timeout.
Yep.
How about tomorrow night? It's the Niners versus the Raiders on Thursday Night Football. Is anyone going to watch that game?
How does this happen?
Is that going to be the worst, most poorly rated game in NFL history? Now, preseason, it sounded great. John Gruden coming back, Derek Carr, young gunslinger, Jimmy Garoppolo, Hollywood boy, but
it's amazing.
I feel like they should just be able to flex. Well, I guess you can't flex those games because of the short window.
Yeah,
but
it's the problem with the Thursday game. You have really no idea how these teams are going to be. You don't know what's going to happen with the injuries, and then you end up getting Niners-Raiders. And
yep, Niners-Raiders. Terrible game.
At least one team will have 2 wins this season. That's good to see. So where was I?
29.
So 29. Next up, I am going to go with – I'm not doing it. I'm saying the Arizona Cardinals next up.
I have them at 29.
All right.
They're hey, guess what? They're 2-6. Their 2 wins were against the Niners. So, you're a terrible team. You know what I mean?
Great point. They have scored the least amount of. Actually, no, it's crazy. Oh, the Bills. This is good.
The Bills. Dumpster fire. 87 points, man.
Oh my god! 87 points in 8 games, Liebner.
Sorry, Leaves. Hey, listen to this. The Rams' point differential is 109.
Oh my!
Their point differential is more than the Bills have scored all year.
That is unbelievable. All right, we need to start putting serious money down against the Bills every week. They're averaging 10 points a game. This is amazing.
They beat Minnesota. Like, seriously, how did they beat Minnesota?
I don't know. Minnesota is the biggest question mark for me of the season. They should be so much better than they are. I don't get it. I just don't get it. It makes no sense at all.
Zero.
Awful.
So 29 are the Cards.
And then
now you got to go 28.
I think we got to round it out with the G-men, baby.
Yep, I got the midgets in there at 28. Which it's a shame because, again, like we talked about their abilities, it's, they've got firepower all over. I mean, even think about Landon Collins in the defensive backfield, stud.
Yeah.
Olivier Vernon, stud. It's great that you guys have Saquon. You wonder if they maybe should have made a move in the offseason. Like, not to draft a QB, but to maybe, go after Nick Foles. You know what I mean?
Yeah, do something. Have a plan. They trusted Eli, and they forgot that Eli can't move. He's completely immobile behind a terrible offensive line.
Isn't it scary to think that Peyton Manning, Eli makes Peyton look like Michael Vick?
Oh, my God. I don't appreciate that at all. You're not allowed to diss Eli on this podcast. That's never going to happen. I hate that this year is just ruining his reputation and his legacy. It's killing it. Everyone's remembering Eli for being a terrible quarterback now, and he was really, really good. This is the worst. But
he was. I think at one point didn't he have the most comeback?
Yes.
Wins in the fourth quarter and overtime in NFL history. I don't know if he still has that.
Yes.
Doesn't he own that record, right?
Yeah, he came back 1,000,000 times.
Yeah.
And he was an Iron Man. He played every single game. He never missed a game ever.
Yeah.
And he won 2 Super Bowls. But yeah, no, he's a terrible quarterback. You guys are all right out there.
It's just the Karen Eli is he's fallen from grace. And you got Philip Rivers still gunslinging out there on the West Coast.
Yeah, what has he won? Terrible.
Yep, you're not wrong.
What has he won? Anyway, now let's leave on a depressing note. This is horrible. But the Giants, hopefully
we started on the death of the cat. We're going out on a slow death of Eli. morbid news on Halloween.
Really bad. At least the Eagles season died in week 3. That's good. Awful.
We're coming back, man. Golden Tate.
All right.
Takes to the promised land.
We'll see. Enjoy your bye week. You're a little stress-free here. All right.
Yeah,
that'll
way too stressed about fantasy.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, we need to win. Happy Halloween. I know you're wearing some costume. You just don't want to tell the people out there, but it's all right. Enjoy it in the city. We'll meet up this weekend. We'll talk. And
absolutely.
Yeah, it'll be good. We'll see how all our picks go. I'm feeling pretty good. This is a good NFL weekend we got ahead of ourselves.
Yeah, we got some good games. It'll be fun.
It'll be solid.
I will be doing a lot of nothing on Sunday.
Perfect. Me too. All right, everybody go check. Actually, that's not true. I have to work midterms. Well, that's another story.
Oh, that's a whole other story.
Now we're really leaving on a bad note. All right, everybody.
How's Neil doing? Neil stressed?
He's confident. He's very confident heading to these minutes. It's going to be a great broadcast.
Good.
Thank you for checking out the podcast. Thank you for subscribing on iTunes. Go check me out again. Instagram, Twitter, @TerrificTalkTom. Everyone petition Steve to get an Instagram. You can hit him up on Facebook. He's going public.
That'll give me blue check, baby. Let's go.
Yeah, exactly. That'll do it, and we'll see you next week. Kobe.
TTP.